Good day, everyone. Welcome to Red Friday, and thank you for joining us for our daily show where we ask one simple question: What you got?
Hi, friends, it's me, Barry. Good morning. It is a great day to come together and ask the question, What you got?
Hello, everyone. My name is Zach Clayton, Community Pay It Forward, the Come Together Compass, and Pact Podcasting Networks, saying wonderful Red Friday to you all. Please remember everyone deployed. Um, we have a peace agreement, but that does not mean that everyone is coming home. There are still people away from their families. So this is a mission to where we support the families. We support those who are away from home, and we make sure that they always remember that, you know what, there's always a chance for accidents. There's always a chance for things to happen. So we always need to remember everyone deployed. Every Friday, wear some red, show your support, show that you love our troops, show that you respect our troops. You don't have to support the government, you don't have to support a religion, and you most definitely do not have to support a war to support those who stood, raised their right hand, and agreed to serve our Constitution. Today is a day of power, remembrance, and responsibility. This is definitely one of the heavier days that we have ever done this on this segment, but also the day of culture. That is something that is we at Community Pay It Forward are very proud of. We're very honored to learn more about it, and I would love to talk to you. And I'd love to be available for you if you would like to talk to us about it. It's Zach, ZAK, at communitypayitforward.us, ZAK at communitypayitforward.us. A day that asks us not only to look back, but look inward. A day that reminds us that freedom is sacred, that our justice is fragile, and that our voices matter more than we sometimes believe. We begin with Juneteenth, a celebration more than 155 years in the making. On June 19th, 1865, Major General Gordon Granger arrived in Galveston, Texas, and read General Order Number 3, announcing that all enslaved people were now free. 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, more than 250,000 men, women, and children finally heard the words that changed their lives forever. Felix Hayward described that moment as walking on golden clouds, that joy, that relief, the breath of freedom that still echoes today. But Juneteenth is not only a historical milestone, it's a call to honor resilience. It's a call to acknowledge that long road toward equality. It's a call to continue the work that freedom demands. It's a celebration of culture, heritage, and unbreakable spirit of people who refused to be erased. It's a reminder that freedom delayed is not freedom denied, and the human spirit can rise even in the harshest of conditions. Juneteenth invites us to reflect on the courage of those who endured the unimaginable. It invites us to honor the ancestors who held on to hope when hope was dangerous. It invites us to recognize the generations who carried the weight of injustice and still found ways to build families, communities, art, music, faith, and joy. It invites us to remember that freedom is not a moment, it's a movement, it's a responsibility, and it's a promise that we must continue to protect. And today, alongside this celebration of liberation, we recognize another solemn and urgent observance, the International Day for the Elimination of Sexual Violence in Conflict. A day that forces us to confront the darkest corners of human behavior. A day that demands we speak for those who were silenced. A day that reminds us that even in war, even in chaos, even in the collapse of order, humanity must not look away. Sexual violence in conflict is not new. It's been a weapon of war for centuries. But the world has not always named it. The world has not always acknowledged it. The world has not always protected those who suffered. From the Lieber Code of 1863 to the Geneva Conventions, the global community has slowly learned to confront these crimes, to define them, and to fight for those who cannot fight for themselves. In war, there are certain things that there are certain rules that you have to, and yes, there are rules to war, not that they're always followed. Matter of fact, they're very rarely followed, but there are certain rules that we just get used to. This is one of those that it's a rule that you cannot do this, yet it happens. It's disgusting, it's disturbing, and it's just something that being a human, we need to make sure if we're in a situation where we see something like this happening, we step in. This is a huge problem, and as it states, you got to, when you think about it, you go back to the wars of ancient times. This was something that happened. Genghis Khan, unfortunately, he and his soldiers, this was very, very common in their time. In the time of the Norsemen, this was something that was very, very, um they abused the women and then took them as slaves. We have this thing of saying, well, that was just normalcy back then. And it was. That doesn't make it right. Can we right now go back and do something about it? Absolutely not. But what we can say is that we will never let it happen again. That's what we need to work for. Then we need to bring it to light in our everyday life and make sure that we are working hard and tirelessly to stopping it from happening in our communities, because it is something that's going on in our communities in dire situations. There's trafficking going on right now, no matter where you're living. It's a problem. And it needs to be faced with strength and passion. And we need to fight it. This day honors survivors. It mourns victims. It pays tribute to the advocates, the healers, the investigators, the peacemakers, and the communities who refuse to let these stories be buried. It's a reminder that silence is never an option. It's a reminder that justice requires courage. It's a reminder that healing requires the truth. And standing with us today is our giving partner, McPhee Coaching. And this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful lady has a story that, folks, I am going to tell you is as crushing as it gets. Yet it's a powerful story because Deborah McPhee said, no, I'm done. I'm not losing myself. I am building something from this. I am not just going to turn my life around. I am going to turn others around. I'm going to take what happened to me, as tragic as it may be, as much as I have to deal with what happened to me, but I'm going to take it and I'm going to stand up for other people. It is the epitome of strength. It's a beautiful lady, and I beg of you, if you have never spoken to Deb McPhee, scan the QR code, visit her page. In there, it'll direct you to her website. You can go to her website, or you just go, hey, Zach, please introduce me to Deb. I think it's a conversation I would love to have. And I guarantee you it's a conversation you will be proud that you did have. So, but reach out to her. Deb is a force of clarity, empowerment, and transformation. Her work helps people reclaim their voice, rebuild their confidence, and step into the life they were meant to lead. On a day centered on freedom, healing, and justice, her mission could not be more aligned. Deborah understands that liberation is not only physical, it's emotional, and it's mental, and it's spiritual. She helps people break free from the chains of doubt, fear, and trauma and limitation. She helps people rediscover their strength. She helps people rebuild their identity. She helps people rise. And businesses, one of the best things that Deb just is highly focused on is you as a business. You dream of doing something when it comes to business. It is your dream, your baby. You hold it in your hands, and this is what you need. This is what you want. This is what you aspire to. This is what you've worked your life for. And if you don't cover your butt, if you do things wrong, somebody could come in, say the wrong thing, accuse you of something, and you could lose it all. Deb's been in situations where people tried to take her everything. Yet she wants to tell you how to protect yourself and your everything. So it's important that you call her if you're getting into business and if you're hiring, because she has hiring strategies and other programs that are going to save you and everything that you've worked for. Today is about rising from history, rising from harm, rising from silence, rising from the weight of what has been carried for far too long. As we honor Juneteenth, we honor the resilience of people who endured centuries of oppression and still found ways to love, to create, to build, and to hope. As we honor the International Day for Elimination of Sexual Violence and Conflict, we honor the survivors who carry invisible wounds and still choose to move forward. We honor the advocates who fight for justice. We honor communities who refuse to let suffering be ignored. Both observances remind us of something essential. Freedom is not guaranteed. Safety is not guaranteed. Dignity is not guaranteed. These things must be protected. They must be defended. They must be nurtured. They must be fought for. And this is where we together can come in. And this is where the mission comes in. We cannot change the past, but we can honor it. We cannot erase harm, but we can stand with survivors. We cannot fix everything, but we can do something. And doing something matters. And I want to change that statement. We can fix everything, but not until we get to the first thing. And then we get to the next thing. There's no reason why we should have to settle for we can't fix everything. Our focus should be to fix things. If you and I stand side by side and work to fix that first thing, then we can bring someone alongside us and we can move on to the next thing. If we never stop moving forward, there's no reason why we can't eventually fix the things the way that we need them to be. They should be. So please, as we move throughout this Red Friday, let's carry the lessons of Juneteenth. Let's carry the urgency of protecting those harmed by conflict. Let us carry the commitment to lift one another higher. Let's carry the belief that every person deserves dignity, safety, and freedom. Let's carry the understanding that justice is not a destination, it's a daily choice. Together we can honor the past. Together we can confront the present. Together we can build futures worthy of every person's humanity. Our mission of the day is to reach out to someone who feels unseen, a veteran, a survivor, a neighbor, a friend. Offer a moment of connection, a word of encouragement, or a simple reminder that they matter. Healing begins with presence. It's a simple thing. Or what you got for the day? It's an important question. It's a question that we all need to think about. That every single one of us should wake up every day and ask this question of ourselves. What does freedom mean to you today? Not in history books, not in speeches, but in your life right now. What does freedom mean to you today? Freedom to me means that I get to stand here with you every morning doing these little videos. That I get to stand here and rail against certain things, possibly upset a few people by the things that I say, but I'm not going to go to jail for it yet. Freedom to me is knowing that if you and I work together, we have a chance to change the way things are. We can make a difference if we come together. Please Share your answer in the comments. What does freedom mean to you today? Share it in the comments and help us build a conversation rooted in dignity and hope. Like, share, and subscribe this video, this channel, and everything about it. Please help us grow. When we grow, we all grow. Thank you for spending part of your Red Friday with us. Remember that every act of kindness, every moment of awareness, and every choice to support someone in need moves our mission forward. Your purchase has purpose. Your support starts with you. Let's continue to honor, remember, and empower as we work together to make lives better, make lives easier, and lift people by asking the question, what you got? My name is Zach Clayton, Community Pay It Forward, the Come Together Compass, and the Pact Podcasting networks. Sorry. Please remember to love someone out there because someone out here loves you. No one needs to walk alone, folks, when we all come together.